So guys, I hope you are all doing really well. In this video, what I want to go through is kind of how to just successfully be able to consistently book meetings week in, week out, okay? Obviously, those of you in the Quantum Agency program, you guys have everything, the scripts, exactly how to build everything out. But obviously for you guys who aren't in the program, I still want to be able to provide a high level of value to you. So as I say, in this video, what I want to go through is how I go ahead and structure my emails, how I teach it in the program, how my students structure their emails, which result in us consistently booking meetings week in, week out with highly qualified e-commerce prospects and brands. So just before we jump into the video, as always guys, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I am posting every other day on the channel, unmatched free e-commerce agency content. Look, with that being said, let's dive straight into it. I've got my computer here. I know you can't see it on the camera, but I've got my computer here, so let's dive straight in. So as they say, structuring emails for optimal results. So first things first, we need to understand the psychology behind the scenes, okay? Because there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes, especially in the emails that I've built out for myself and my students in the program. There's actually stuff that goes on behind the scenes that if you look at it from face value, you probably can't really see or at least understand what's going on. So as I say, I want to go through the psychology behind the scenes. So when structuring emails, copy, obviously depending on what type of copy, it differs between different types and whatnot. But for the most part, when structuring emails, copy, long form sales letters, etc., the key to its success, okay, is to be able to answer the lead's next logical question. This serves so many points, guys. Honestly, being able to answer the lead's next logical question will truly determine the success of your email, your copy, your long form sales letter, whatever it is. And so as I go on to say there, you must position yourself in their shoes and understand that you are and obviously this is now going back to outreach specifically. You must position yourself in their shoes, okay, in the lead's shoes, and understand that you are some random person they have never heard of asking for 45 minutes of their time. That's a big ask, okay? So you need to make them feel as though you understand them. And the way that you do that is by answering their next logical question in the sequence without them needing to ask it. And obviously this also ties in with helping creating as least friction as possible. Okay guys, so like when, if a prospect, a lead, whatever you want to call it, is reading through your email, they need to feel as though you understand them and you know what their problems are. And that seems quite daunting because it's like a big thing, like how do I know what somebody else is feeling and whatnot. But in all honesty, the way that I go about it personally is by answering the prospect's next logical question in the sequence, right? So I'm gonna get into the exact structure here in a minute. So I don't wanna ramble on too much, but just being able to answer their next question will truly make them feel as though you understand them. And even if you do or if you don't, they still will feel as though you understand them because you keep answering their questions that they have. So they feel like this guy, this girl, this person gets me, they understand me, I like them, so I'm gonna go ahead and book in a call, okay? That truly is the biggest psychological aspect behind the scenes, again, of especially the way that I structure my outreach and again, the way that I teach it in the program. It truly serves as the main thing that makes my outreach so successful and different to everybody else's is this psychological kind of thinking behind the script. And like I say, it really is just one of the things that is a real big contributor to the success of the entire outreach system. Okay, so let's get back into it now. The structuring of the initial email. Obviously there's gonna be email, again, at least the way that I do it, again, I can only ever speak from personal experience, and the way that I do it, I have a follow-up sequence as well. But let's look at the structuring of the initial email. So every email, I always start out initially with introducing who I am and what I do. Very basic, very simple, majority of you guys know this, but you've got to understand that this answers their initial question of who is this, right? So we're gonna be consistently tying back in with this psychology because it's such an important factor, okay? So you can see the reasoning behind, we don't just start an email we don't start an email and just say who we are for the sake of it, right? We don't do, there's more to it than just saying who we are because this is what everybody else does or whatever. We don't do that. We do it because the initial question that anybody ever has, whether it's a message, whether it's a phone call, or in this case an email, that they don't know who the person is, before they think anything else, they're initially gonna ask, who is this? So you need to get that out of the way, okay? And again, you answer their questions in logical order. The first question is, who is this? So we need to answer that straight off the bat by introducing who we are and what we do. From here, okay, I transition into covering why I am reaching out to them in the first place, okay? And this actually also ties in with what I do, because when I say I own a marketing agency and I can see that their current marketing, isn't where it should be, all that type of stuff, the two have a strong correlation. And so once they know who we are, they will now want to, understand what we do and why we're reaching out to them, okay? As always, they open up the email, have no idea who we are, so they're like, who is this? Answer that by saying who we are and what we do. Next, they're gonna be like, okay, so, in my example, in my case, okay, you're Kai Bax, why are you reaching out to me? Like what do you do? Why are you emailing me? That's the next part in the sequence, okay? So you can kind of see this play out now. You can see the psychology of answering their logical questions in the sequence that they're gonna come up, answering them in order throughout the email, and that then, put that all together, that is your email script, that is the structure of the initial email, okay? So let's get back into it again. So once we've done this, once we've explained what we do, who we are, why we're reaching out to them, then what we want to do is just follow this by a simple CTA, which is obviously a call to action, which consists of them booking in a 45-minute discovery call. So obviously at the end of every email, you want to leave your scheduler. Again, for those in the program, you guys know exactly how to build out the scheduler, how to add in all of the questions that you should be asking within your scheduler, all that type of stuff. You want to leave, either if you're in the program, you leave that link at the bottom, or if you do your own, just leave whatever it is, however you get clients to book in a call with you, leave that at the bottom, because that's the CTA. Because again, after they are equipped with this information, meaning the first two kind of points, the first few points, once they know who we are, what we do, why we're reaching out to them, after they are equipped with that information, naturally they are going to think, what is the point of this outreach? And so we answer that question with a CTA. So you can see that, that's just the initial email. It's very basic, it's very simple, but that really is the structure, okay? Obviously the wording and all that does come into play as well, but if we're just looking at the bare bones of it, if we're just looking at the skeleton of the initial email, again, at least in my outreach and in the scripts and whatnot that I have, if we're just looking at the skeleton of it, this is it. Like that's all that's to it. Again, at least for the initial email. And so, like I say, we always want to finish it off with a CTA, a call to action. We want them to do something, because they're naturally going to think, okay, I know who you are, I know what you do, I know why you're reaching out to me. What now? And so we answer that kind of question, that problem, that query that they have by, what now is that I want you to go ahead and book in a 45-minute discovery call to discuss how we can really just fix this side of your business and scale things up for you using online paid traffic, or whatever it is. Okay, so you can see the skeleton of this being played out. Now, let's look at if there's no answer or action taken. So, if you've sent the initial email, they open it because they've opened it by using by using either Pipedrive's native email tracker or just an external email tracker. They've opened it, and as always, guys, make sure, this is just like a side note, a side tip. Make sure you use Snovio to always ensure that you're only ever reaching out to the owner of the e-commerce brand directly, right? You never want to be speaking to anyone else. Don't speak to the marketing assistant or anything like that. Snovio to find the direct owner of the company and reach out to them directly, okay? Just as a complete side note there, but I just want to make sure you guys are only reaching out to the owners directly, because at the end of the day, they are the only ones that can actually say yes or no to your service, basically, okay? So, as I say, if you've sent the initial email, right, this is the structure of the initial email. If you've built out this, or you're in the program and you've used the exact scripts I give you, and you've sent it out, and they've opened it, but they haven't responded, right? There's been no answer, or there's been no action taken. Action taken meaning booking a discovery call, then this is how we then go ahead and structure the second email in the sequence, okay? So you now need to show them, and this is basically the premise of the second email, right? You need to show them that you walk the walk by leveraging a case study. This can be either your own case study or a team member. So if you bring a team member on board, i.e. a contractor, you guys know I hate using the word contractor, but that's basically what it is. If you bring a team member on board and you don't have any clients personally, but your team member does, then you can also leverage their case studies. Okay, and so what you want to do here is basically leverage that case study, whether it be your own or a team member's, because they now know who you are and what you do. But they will be wondering as to whether or not you can actually walk the walk. So you answer this again by showing a case study. You guys can really see this playing out now. They have a problem, they have a question, they have a query, you answer that. That's it. That's what outreach, at least for me and my scripts in the program and whatnot, that's all it comes down to. And so you need to explain from a bird's eye level view how you went about generating the results shown in the screenshot, right? Meaning the case study that you're showing them, you need to explain from a bird's eye level view how you went about generating those results. You can also add in where the client was before working with you and your agency and where they are now, after working with you and your agency. You need to explain the case study to better help them understand your approach and your thought processes behind getting results. So as I say, you want to explain from a bird's eye level view how you went about getting the results, what your thought processes were behind getting the results, explain the results to them as well. And you can also add in, as I say there, where the client was before working with you and where they are now after working with you, because this helps with kind of association with the client, with the new client that you're trying to get on board. But if they can see that your current client who you were getting those results for was in the same position that the lead you're reaching out to is in right now, and now that client is where the lead wants to be after working with you, I hope that makes sense. If they can see that, then they're gonna feel as though, okay, I'm in their position 5 months ago, a year ago, whatever. They started to work with your agency and now they're where I wanna be. Hence, given that, I want to now go ahead and book in a discovery call. I hope that makes sense, and that's kind of what leveraging case studies and showing where clients were and where they are now after working with your agency, that's what that does for your potential leads that you're trying to bring on board, okay? So as I say, again, this is followed by a simple CTA, which consists of them booking in a 45-minute discovery call, exactly the same as the previous email. You always want to create as least friction as possible, and so if this email motivates them to jump on a call, you need to make it as easy as possible for them to do so. So if you then go ahead, send this second follow-up email, okay, and it's at this point that they're like, okay, I need to jump on a call with this person. I can see that they genuinely can take me to where I want to get to. I want to go ahead and jump on a call. From them thinking that to them being able to physically book in a call with you, you need there to be no friction. Because if they think that and then they try and find the link, or they try and figure out a way to physically book in a call with you and they can't, because they can't find it, they don't know what to do or whatever, then they're not going to go to the extra length to reply back. For the most part, they probably won't reply back to you, or they may, but that process is going to just get unnecessarily prolonged, and it could result in you not actually getting that meeting, and that could result in you possibly not getting a client that you quite could have easily have gotten. So you need to just create as least friction as possible. And again, the way that you do that is just by simply adding in your scheduler at the bottom of the follow-up email, okay? So, the real life circuit, okay, the real life circuit. So this is actually, these numbers, as you'll see here in a minute, these numbers are actually pulled from a student of the Quantum Leap Ecomm Agency program. And so he implemented everything that we go through in the program. Essentially, it's this is a bird's eye level view, but this is, essentially, as I said, this is if we stripped the scripts down, okay, to its most basic level, to its just the bones of the scripts that I give in the program, okay, this is what it looks like. This is why I wanted to cover this in this video today, because you will be able to take this and go ahead and build out your own scripts. But here's a real life circuit, as I was saying before. So these numbers you can see in these boxes, these are actually pulled, as I said, from a student in the Quantum Agency program. And so this is like a real, like I say, it's a real life circuit. It's genuinely what the students in my program and what I personally do. Just to give you some context so you can see kind of from a bird's eye view of how to execute this type of process, okay? So let's start in the bottom left corner. So first things first, obviously what you need to do is just find highly qualified Ecomm leads, right? You know, you can't execute this process, you can't build out scripts and, you know, send scripts and emails and whatnot if you don't have any leads. So first things first, you must find highly qualified, you must find leads, but you need to make sure that they are highly qualified. Obviously, Ecomm, majority of you guys are in the Ecomm niche, as am I. And so you need to make sure that you find highly qualified Ecomm leads, okay? And so from there, obviously, you want to, you know, when you're going through the process of finding the leads and whatnot, you really just want to boil it down to, you know, in this case, again, these numbers are pulled from a student in the program, but you could have 10 leads, you could have 100, you could have 200, 300, whatever. As I say, these are just numbers that are pulled from a student in the Quantum Agency program. So he found 60 highly qualified, 60 highly qualified leads. Obviously there were Ecomm leads. And obviously he used the qualification process and the lead sourcing process that's in the program. But however you want to go about finding your leads, whatever that way is, just make sure that they're highly qualified. So as I say, he found 60 highly qualified leads. From there, you want to go ahead and plug that into your email sequence. This is the email sequence, okay? You want an initial email, you want a follow-up email. If they don't reply to the second email in the sequence, and you can always add a third and fourth in. In this case, there's a 3-part email sequence, again, that I go through in the program. So he used that, and he had the scripts that I give out in the program. And so obviously they are very, very highly converting. And it's almost like if you're in the Quantum Agency program, it's almost impossible for you not to get Ecomm clients, right? Given that you're consistent, it's almost impossible for you not to get Ecomm clients. However, if you just follow this structure, okay, and implement the psychology into all of your emails, you will have a very, very high chance of getting Ecomm clients, okay? So as I say though, he used the scripts. It's almost impossible for you to not get Ecomm clients using the scripts. And so he plugged his 60 highly qualified leads into the email sequence and outshot 3 meetings booked plus 2 more potential meetings, right? He had 3 meetings guaranteed, they were locked in. And he also had 2 more highly potential meetings ready to go. Right? And again, he used the scripts from the program, and he used the qualification process from the program. And again, it's almost impossible for you to not get clients if you use those processes. However, those scripts are built off the back of these points here and this psychology. Okay, so yes, they're scripts that the members in the program get, but I personally built those scripts off the back of this psychology here and this structure. So what I'm trying to get at is like you can go ahead and build the scripts out yourself as well. Okay, obviously you're gonna need to test, you're gonna need to see what kind of clicks with people and see what doesn't with Ecomm brands and whatnot. Obviously I've gone through all of that, and then my students now just get the best of the best. But there's nothing stopping you from doing this on your own, is what I'm trying to get at, because you now have basically the backbone to what my scripts are built off of, okay? And so I just wanted to show you, like, he used this and he got 3 meetings booked, guaranteed, and he had 2 more potential. Obviously they went out to the bottom right there, they went onto a discovery call, and then you just go back through to finding highly qualified leads and just repeat the process. Okay guys, that's a real life circuit. That's what you actually do. And as I said, this is what my students do in the program. This is what I do. And this is how we get our Ecomm leads, okay? So if you're struggling to get Ecomm leads, to get clients, just implement this. And as I say, this is genuinely how I'm getting my clients. As of right now, I'm moving into Facebook ads and doing all that type of stuff for my agency. But this is how I got my first 6 to 7 clients, Ecomm clients. This is how my students in the Quantum Agency program are getting all their clients, okay? So it's so achievable, guys. And I just wanted to show you this one last thing here. So This is actually what he, the student in the program sent to me. So you can see on the left there, he had one appointment scheduled, and that came through a modified script 2, okay? And as he said there, your script is actually converting more than my looms. It's insane. So, that just goes to show how powerful, obviously, the scripts in the quantum agency program are, but again, I'm trying to get the point across that those scripts are built off the back of these foundations, right? These two here and this psychology, okay? So as he says, your script is actually converting more than my looms. It's insane. And then literally, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was around 8 hours, because I got the one on the left at night, and this was I think 2 nights ago or something. So the one on the left, he sent me that message through at night. When I woke up in the morning, he sent me the one on the right. He had another appointment scheduled, and that came in through a modified email 3. As I said, there's a 3-part email process that I teach in the quantum agency program. So he was leveraging that with the scripts again that I give in the program, but he scheduled another meeting within, I think it was around 8 hours, as I said. It was when I went to bed, and I got another one in the morning, a message from him. And he said, yeah, just came through, email sent around 10 minutes ago. So he sent an email 10 minutes, he sent an email, and then 10 minutes later, he had a meeting set with a, as always, it's highly qualified leads only. So guys, I hope this gives you some more clarity. I hope you can now kind of go ahead and try and build out these email scripts, and try and build out your email kind of your as we talk about here, your email circuit. Okay, this is basically all it comes down to. Obviously, it goes more granular. There's intricate details that you want to be doing at each point of the process and all that type of stuff. But guys, this is it. Again, if we strip everything back to, its bare bones, if we strip everything back to its skeleton, this is it, okay? So guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in the quantum agency program, first link in the description, as I was referring to within this video. If you're consistent, it's almost impossible for you not to succeed with that program. You just get the best Ecomm outreach methods, okay, obviously for Ecomm, and then we can obviously go ahead and pair that with just ridiculous sales, and then I also give you a sales script that is tailored 100% to Ecomm only. Then we go into service delivery and building systems and processes out in your agency. It's just, if you're consistent, it's almost impossible for you to not succeed with that program. And obviously you can see here, the students in there are just absolutely killing it. He is now going to go ahead, use as I say, the Ecomm script that I give in the program to go ahead and close these 2 leads here. But as we talked about here in the bottom right, he actually got 3 meetings booked plus 2 more, and that's just at the point of recording this. So as I say, if you're interested in the quantum agency program, first link in the description. If not, I'm not pushing you. In this video, you literally have everything for you to now go ahead and do on your own anyway. So as I say, that's what I wanted to do in this video, is just to equip you with that knowledge for you to go ahead, build out your emails, build out your email circuit, and just go and get some Ecomm clients. And then obviously you can watch my other videos on the channel for free to see how I structure my service delivery for my Ecomm clients as well. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.